Hello, everybody. Did you miss me? I missed you. So I'm regaining some strength and some energy, and I'm going to do a video today to post really about what's been going on. And you may or may not have heard of the term of dark night of the soul. And a dark night of the soul is a time in which the soul is taking the individual on an inward journey to unlock, to access and unlock things that have been buried and hidden from the individual. And if you will remember, going back to my early beginnings, basically the soul jumped ship because of all the things that were happening, and I had no memories, and the memories did not start coming back until I would say into my late 30s, early 40s, and they were just fleeting things that I couldn't actually relate or connect to. And my early beginnings, which I really were so buried so deep, and they have a tendency when we're looking at the soul, because if you will remember, you are a soul having this human experience, and there's reasons for that. The reason that the soul came in to do this was to want to improve their lives, want to take a closer walk with God, want to get to know that source, creator, God, whatever you call it in your culture, is wanting us to access, and we wanted that. But it's a free will planet. We have to arrive at that conclusion on our own. Well, when it's buried so deep as it was in my case, as it may be lots of things in your case, because anything that is hurtful, not loving, from anger, frustration, betrayals, beatings, things that are just all wrong. We're born loving, and anything that's a deviation from that can be buried in us, and we don't even know that it's there, that it's eking out of us in other ways. So that's what this is about. So if you'll realize that what I've been doing this past year and really up to the present has been a deep dive in to unlock the more current things. Now, what has been going on for well over 4 years for me has been, and for you too, things are happening, and what happens is we just all of a sudden have a recognition or realization of something that's going on. We may not understand it, but if we're willing to allow ourselves to go into the feeling of whatever it is that's going on. And believe me, it's not an easy task. I just happen to be one of those that, because I know what's going on, I'm willing to allow within my mechanism. But what has happened is the unlocking and the peeling of layers. I don't know how many of you saw Shrek, but that was such an appropriate movie. Watch it. It's just really a lot of fun, but it also points out many things that are real common to humanity. So this unlocking of things is a deep dive in to say, do you remember this happening? And you have to look behind it. You not only have to be willing to look and say, oh, that happened, but there's reasons why these things are happening. In my case, it was beatings, it was broken bones, it was sexual abuse, it was mental, emotional, and physical in lots of different ways. And that went on for a long time. And then, of course, you go into your 20s not knowing these things. And what I discovered was, that for me, it was I was not going to allow anybody else to control my life. And of course, where I'm at in my life now and have been for a number of years is that we are not in charge. We are in charge, but we're not in control. Our soul is in control. It's the nudging influence. It's the force that is saying, this is not right. This is, leading me down a path. I'm repeating the same thing every day. I don't like this person, or I don't like being treated like that. And I'm at a point in my life where that treatment happens, I now speak up about it, which I wasn't able to do for many, many years. And to back away from that, I simply am not. That's a boundary now I've set. It's like, don't you cross that border. It's not safe for you. Anyhow, that's what's been going on. And this deep dive with pneumonia takes me back to several different things, but the most recent was when my father passed in 2011. And he was the most accepting alive person of me, and he didn't understand a thing about me, but he knew that I had my own life to live. I was most like him in that respect. And so he and I got along great, but when he died, it was like the last thing that I had, safe landing place, and I did not want to live. And what happened was I got pneumonia. I got triple pneumonia, and barely survived, right? Well, I sat on a fence for a long time saying, you don't really want to be here, but I had been told, well, you're meant to be here. But at this fence juncture, then my guidance said, you don't have to be here. And this is important for you to know too. It's up to us. It's a free will place. And so if you're willing to kind of look at what's going on, which at that time I wasn't even seeing fully the whole picture, I was just having the sense and knowing, because of the communications I was having with my guidance, that it was okay for me to go. Well, I quit being a fence sitter, but I hung close to the fence for a long time. And so what they did was take me deep into that, and to remove the last, in fact, I coughed up a pretty massive clot that they had detected as pneumonia, and did that all. Once I got in touch with that was what was going on, got rid of that. However, I was so depleted from a couple of other things that were going on, and it's a fascinating story, because how the universe makes things happen so that you're immersed in it. And in my case, I always know there's something behind it. I just don't know what. And then there's a little bit of effort that has to go into that. So that's dark night of the soul. You're immersed in what you don't understand. It's like being in a, for me, falling into an abyss, and you're in there and you don't know why are you hanging on? And so, well, it's because you're not done. You're not done yet. So I have, I just wanted to let you know that whenever something goes on for me physically, there is a spiritual component. So the physical, mental, emotional was going on. I landed in the hospital, and that really got rid of a bacterial infection that started the whole thing, and other stuff has been going on. And so I'm going to pick up another video, and that's going to address the mental emotional component, because there's been some interference from some dark places, and I think you'll be fascinated by it. I hope that you can relate a little bit to your own situation. This is a time of chaos where there are honestly dark forces at work trying to control us. And I'm one of those that has this uncanny ability to fall in a mud puddle or fall off the cliff and come up going, was that a 10? I'm still here. I wasn't graceful, but I'm here. Anyhow, I love you very much. Thank you so much for watching and enjoying whatever. I am wanting you to send me some questions. So in the comment, if you have questions about any aspect of this, any aspect of your life, please ask the question there. Want your comments about any aspect of this and other things. And I'm just happy to be back, and utilizing my voice is what's going to reclaim it. So thank you so much for joining me. If you like this, tap that subscribe and like and share with your friends, and I look forward to seeing you at the next video. Thank you for joining me.